Hey guys, it took a while, but we have finished our watching of the Thief and the Cobbler. We were very busy, so we didn't really have time to film all this, but still, we are ready now to get started. Aren't we right, guys? Yeah! Yeah! Totally. And this is going to be a very special reward thing. Really nice. Really, isn't it, guys? Really awesome. So, yeah, let's get right on to review.
Okay, I'll start.
The story. The story could be spelled in one word. Lazy. Hard to understand. And you hardly can tell what's going on. And the story that is promised where these balls are on the tower, and the thief ends up stealing it, bringing the world to complete destruction. It is hard to understand. The cobbler likes the princess, and the princess likes him too, and they fall in love. The princess wants the people to see more of herself, and Zigzag wants to marry the princess and take over by one-eye creatures. The one-eye creatures are kind of the thing that kind of keeps the world intact, and they're going to destroy the world, I guess. It's pretty complicated, yeah. It's a very complicated story, so it's kind of hard to understand. My turn. Hold on, Wacko. The animation. The animation looks really cool. It is really well creative. But there is a downside to maybe. But the characters, the story, and the moves, and talk of this is much to save the movie. What I mean is, the animation does look great, and it does look very creative and very interesting, but it's just that it's not enough to save the characters and everything else. So that's pretty sad. But the animation is cool to look at, so I hope you will give appreciation of that, at the least. Here I go. The characters. The Cobbler. Good, one of my favorites. The Cobbler is a very interesting character. In fact, I think he's my favorite character out of all of them in the show. Apparently, he's a very, your average main character, but he seems to be the most interesting character in the whole thing. Everyone else seems to be acting weird, has weird names, especially the Cobbler, but still, the Cobbler does have a creative personality into him at the least, and he does seem to bring out his own personality into his narrating a little bit, and the fact that he's also very talented too, in the fact. It's just that I wish there was more to the other characters besides him. I mean, come on, you guys, really? Oh well. Zigzag. He is very creepy, and he's hard to kind of sit through. Even a kid that's been watching the show might probably freak out and say, "Oh my God, what is that?" And probably clown last second. I would be scared right now, wouldn't you guys? Yes, they're speechless. Anyway, as I was saying, Zigzag is like the scariest thing ever. He is creepy too. And now the fact that his name is Zigzag, isn't that a little bit weird? Zigzag. Who names their kid that? Come on, guys. The cobbler's name is Tack. Who calls their son Tack? Seriously, who comes up with these names? I don't know. Anyway, continuing. The princess. Well, her real name is Yum Yum, but Who's gonna call her that? We're just gonna call her the princess, okay? Anyway, she is boring. Not really enjoyable. I mean, of course, the only thing to her is that she wants to be more of a show off and show people how more she is about herself, but I don't see anything. It seems like what she's trying to show people is that how boring she is and how lazy she is and how much of a Jasmine ripoff she is and how much of a how generic how a main princess is. She's kind of showing us how a princess is supposed to be. She's not really showing us how more she can be. Basically, there's nothing to her. It seems like what she wants to do has been useless but in front of her. If you want to show us more, show us more. Seriously, even with those dance moves you're singing. We'll get to that soon. Anyway, as I was saying, the thief. He is interesting. The thief is really interesting. He is kind of well animated and kind of well moved. And he is kind of well talkative, too. A very interesting character, in fact. He does explain how his plans are going to work and everything. He is kind of an interesting character and kind of a good character at that and kind of entertaining sometimes. But at times, he can be a bit annoying and he can throw you off sometimes. That's why I don't really like him too much, because he kind of keeps you focused off the movie for a while from what the other characters are doing. But to be pretty clear, the thief is not really a bad character. Once you get used to him after a while in the movie, he's not really that bad. And now, the songs. They are just terrible. I don't like any of them. They are just boring and badly made. It is so lazy. That it makes me sick. Actually, there is one song that is pretty catchy. This movie is not that bad. Well, I mean that. The songs, they're not so good. They're not that good at all. They were trying to make a musical, but it did not work out so well. The people that were dancing with the music did not work out so well. And to be very quaint, the catchy one is not as good. Actually, kind of the best song in the whole movie, I have to say. So, by that respect, from what I got from so far, it's not bad of a movie. But anyway, as I was saying, not to give anything away from overall, but for the most part, the songs, they're not that good. For the most part, they're just boring to sit through. And there's not that much dancing. There's not that much motivation for you to like the song anyway. So, how can you do that? The song that I felt catchy about, it wasn't much to say about the rest of the songs for how boring and how pathetic they are and how lazy they were. The one song that was catchy was actually pretty good, and it had a lot of great enthusiasm, and the fact that the song was only made up into a circle was actually was pretty creative if you think about it for a while. It might not have been the best dance move, but it was kind of nice to get me up and going. Overall, the movie is just lazy altogether, with the unstable story, weird and boring characters, except for the cobbler, but he is not much to save this movie. So the animation is good, but the movie is lazy. The characters' names, you could agree, are lazy too, right guys? Right. They could have made up better names for other guys, like something better. Like Wacko. That's your name. I know, but they could be named that. But yes, still. Something more creative. The movie overall is a 3 out of 10. Yeah, 3 out of 10 I felt like was the best choice. Because since it was so lazy, I don't feel like putting a 4. So, we put a 3 out of 10. And that is our review on the Thief and the Cobbler. Thanks for joining us on this very adventure as we watch this very lazy and very enjoyable movie. Next, we will be reviewing a few new movies coming up pretty soon. So please keep watching. We got 2 new Christmas movies coming up pretty soon. Now I'm going to give to my subs Wacko and Dot. They're going to be very surprising movies. And I can't believe what they are. But still, we are going to watch them and review them, and we are going to so do it. And we got another special movie coming up for you soon, too. So keep watching, and we'll see you next time on Yakko's Reviews. Yay! All right.